Voters in Little Rock, Arkansas head to the polls tomorrow to elect a new school board amidst major upheaval in the Little Rock schools. 5 years ago, the Arkansas State Board of Education took control of the school district, dissolving the school board. 19 candidates are running for 9 spots on the reconstituted board. The makeup of the board will help determine the future of public education in Little Rock, including how soon the city's educators could restore their independence from state control.
What do you believe is at stake in this school board election?
Certainly the future of the Little Rock School District and the direction that it goes under reconstituted local control. It's vital that when the new school board comes in, gets in place, that they focus on those things that will continue progress for students.
Control of city schools has been a controversial issue for decades, dating back to 1957, when Governor Orville Faubus sent in the National Guard in an effort to prevent 9 black students from integrating Little Rock Central High School. 6 decades later, state officials cited poor academic performance in 6 of Little Rock's 48 public schools and assumed control. Since then, tensions have run high between the district's teachers union, the Little Rock Education Association, community members, and the state.
It's time for the state to let us go. They have failed our students. They have failed our district.
What really inspired me to run for school board was being involved for the past several years in the fight to regain local control of our school district.
During the period of state control, officials approved 6 new charter schools in Little Rock. That's drawn criticisms from advocates who say expanding charters hurt students in public schools.
In Little Rock, they have been implemented as competition for top earning students that pull families and resources away from the public school district.
They're segregating and isolating students. The state plan even does that even more. We need one school district that serves the community and one community that supports that district.
State officials say that charter schools offer important options to parents.
Charter schools have existed in Little Rock for a number of years. I think that there's room for both. Parents want options, students need options.
Last year, the state discussed returning local control based on individual schools' letter grades. That drew outrage as activists worried this would once again segregate the district based on race or income.
Schools that receive an A rating have lower percentages, almost 40% of low-income students. Schools that are receiving an F rating have about 80 or 87% of low-income students.
Last October, community members, educators, students, and families joined to say no to resegregation and demand for local control to be brought back.
Tonight was everybody coming together through across all kind of racial lines, economic lines, and ethnic lines to show how much we care about our students, how much we care about our district, and we don't want somebody else running it.
2 weeks later, the State Board of Education voted to no longer recognize the teachers union. That prompted teachers to do a one-day strike and later participate in a one-day sick-out. After tomorrow's election, citizens will once again have locally elected officials overseeing Little Rock schools. But the state has established restrictions on what board members can do.
One is hiring and firing of the superintendent they cannot do that without the approval of the state board. Also, the recognition of the Little Rock Teachers Union as a bargaining agent. Then the third one is that the district cannot pursue any litigation against the state without the approval of the state board.
Secretary Key says these restrictions, known as guardrails, will remain until the district has achieved goals for student performance.
It is long past time to return the district to full local control, and that means removing the guardrails that we will have in place even once we elect a new board.
In the final days of the campaign, candidates have been promoting themselves as strong advocates for students.
I am a byproduct of public education, and I am passionate about how a public education can transform any child and someone very much like me.
The newly elected school board will meet next month in mid-December with Secretary Key and other Department of Education representatives.